Yes, troops, how we all doing, man? Back for episode 11 and we're in person.
I know. How good is it?
So if you're listening on Spotify, go on YouTube and watch us.
Definitely.
Watch us being a bit awkward and weird in our first in person.
You can see you in it, man. You're pure twizzling about and all that kind of stuff.
Geez a minute and I'll relax.
Aye, definitely. But it's that way, mate. Like we were talking about this obviously before we started, just how like you've got so good at the intro now.
Aye.
It was like the phone voice always came out, and I would always be sitting looking at you at the camera, going, "What the fuck was that, mate?" Do you know
Hello,
what I mean?
hello everyone.
Brilliant, man. But mate, obviously we're in person now. You've
Aye.
been away for 6 months. How you enjoying being back home?
It's a hard one, man. Like I'm glad to be back, man. The last kind of 3 to 4 weeks, and I think we spoke about this earlier, that it might make me seem a bit ungrateful, but the last 3 to 4 weeks, even though I was in Bali, I had a few days in Dubai, but I just didn't really want to be there. I just wanted to get home, and I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, man. And don't get me wrong, it was like the best experience of my life. 6 months of, well, 2 months in Thailand, 4 months in Bali that you're going to next week. And then Australia, I got to see a kangaroo in real life. Went to Dubai, went to Romania, Turkey. Like, what an experience.
Dynamite,
but
man.
feels good to be home in Scotland. I feel like part of me is like, obviously, like I love Scotland. I don't really like the rain that much. And the weather is starting to pick up. It's only been raining once since we got back. We got back a week ago. So, mate, I've adjusted quite quickly, to be honest. I'm buzzing to be doing this in person as well, man.
good, innit, man?
It's exciting, and I'm just looking forward to kind of progressing into the next chapter of my life. I feel like that was, without a doubt, the most turbulent time of my life, the most turbulent 6
I feel
months.
like you've sat in that word for that long. I'm
Aye.
going to use that.
That is
You
a
know what I mean?
belter, innit? But aye, man, like, just the ups and downs. I've had a lot of ups and downs in my life, we all have. But that 6 months, I was naive to think that it would be like really enjoyable all the time and plain sailing, because I only started my business a few months before going away. And I thought I was going away and just like, oh, I've got quite a good routine, I'll be able to stick to that. And then it was like chaos. And then, I mean, you were there for the first few weeks. We met up.
You what, mate? See, I'll be honest, mate. Like, obviously, I didn't say it to you at the time, mate, because I was like, right, he's got like another 5.5 months of this, man. Right? But I was like, he's not happy right now, man. Like, you could see it in you, mate. Like, you could actually see it in you, mate. Because I remember we were obviously, as pissed as I was on that Wednesday night, I could just see you sitting there like going, fuck's going on? Like, I could just see that you were just in your head with it all. Do you know what I mean? I think you like, there's like, see when, kind of that way, see when you see one of your mates pure in their head, right? And obviously I could have quite clearly went up to him and go, actually, you don't look particularly happy, mate. But I think there's sometimes you need to just let somebody ride the wave.
100%.
Like, just figure it out for themselves, mate. Like, me going up to him and going, yeah, like, you've got another 5 months of this, mate, you alright?
And you're
like, I think that would have just made it, I made it worse, mate, obviously. And then you've got this pure, or the pure American dudes walking past you, like fucking 10 ladyboys and that, and you're like, what is actually going on here and all that stuff, man? But it was like, when we seen you in Thailand, I was like, you could just tell that you were just adjusting, man. And like, you could tell, like, Gemma, like, she'd settled, like, she looked like quite relaxed and that kind of stuff. But then again, what you kind of need to take into consideration, man, is obviously the burden of the business. Do you know what I mean? Which maybe you were a bit naive with just going, right, this is just going to work. Do you know what I mean? And there is obviously an element of going fake it till you make it, but fuck me, what like the harsh reality you get when you go, all right, this is harder than I thought, man.
100%, man. I've been like shocked.
100%.
Like,
and it's that way, but like you need to put you were given that like a position there, right? And ultimately you're going, right, I pull my socks up and fucking continue to grow mission upgrade, right? Or I just take a 6 months fucking holiday and go walk behind a bar. You fucking continued to make it grow, mate, and you've come back with a business, mate, that's just going to boom. Do you know what I mean? We were talking about it beforehand and that kind of stuff, man. There's a lot of people that would have been watching you for the sidelines and just going, right, when's he coming home? Do you know what I mean? And then actually just like latching on and that kind of stuff. So, mate, you will boom, and it's because you didn't let your emotions of like the unknown take over. You still just done the thing. Do you know what I mean? You still showed up, man. Even though like in Thailand you were like a pure shadow of yourself, just going, fucking hell, man. Where's the SI?
mate, it's weird though, isn't it? It's like, I wrote a couple of posts about this, like talking about how I was on the beach in Thailand and all I dreamt about for a long time was this moment. And then I got to the moment and I felt scunnered. And that is a really rough, hard position to be in.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've had this dream and then your dreams came true, but you feel like shit. And it's like, knew it.
It's kind of that. I know it's obviously not meeting a person, but like, don't meet your heroes in it. It's
Aye,
kind of along the same
kinda,
lines
aye.
as that, man. You'll just be let down, man, into it.
It was weird, man. It was a strange
It
feeling.
depends on what beach in Thailand you were on, because like the most underwhelming experience of my life was being on like Phuket Beach. See the beach at Phuket, mate. It was like walking along Magaluf, mate. Or like Ibiza, and it was, but no, even Ibiza's nice, mate. Like this was just an absolute shit show.
Every
Do you
2
know-
seconds you got somebody like,
Mate,
you want to buy this? I
the
thought
same
all the
cunt was
beaches in
actually
Asia were
following
going to be
me,
like that.
Aye, mate. Oh, it was carnage, mate. Like that same guy just kept on. I can't remember what it was he was trying to sell to us. I don't know what it was, right? But it was like I don't know, a boat or some shit, right? And it was like every 2 minutes, like we would just stop. And then he'd be like, do you want a shot in the boat? And you're like, no, mate. And then he'd stop. He's like, what about now? And you're like, mate, I'm not getting on your fucking boat, mate. Leave me alone.
You can't relax on it. Where was that?
Phuket, mate.
Patong Beach?
Aye, Patong Beach, mate.
You can't
Absolute
relax, can you,
fucking
man?
Talking about that, but I remember me and my mate Tony, right? We obviously came out of one of the like breakfast places, right? Brunching, where you were having a wee acai bowl, mate. There was that. I just
That's
found,
for gimps.
I
that
just,
stuff.
I love it, mate, right? But I actually, a funny story about that one as well, man. I only recently found it was called an acai bowl or whatever it is. It's called an ackee bowl. And they were just, like, obviously, Scottish dude, right? Just walking up in Thailand like that. Can I get an ackee bowl, mate? And they're like, what the fuck is that, mate? Do you know what I mean? But we came out of we had our acai bowls, right? We're all filled to the brim, mate, right? For about 10 minutes. And then we went onto the beach and you could see now what's the things that get attached on it? Like the big fucking hangs in the back of the boat, right? It's like a big parachute hang.
Parasailing.
Parasailing, right? And you know, obviously, when you see people doing it, they're both strapped in. Obviously, right?
Aye.
The wee guy, like, wasn't he strapped
I know
in?
what you're talking. Like the staff
Aye,
member
the
that
staff
helps
member.
out.
Was they tied in, mate? And like, do you know that kind of way, mate? It was like a hang for like Mission Impossible. It was like,
Aye.
it terrified me, but I was like, credit where credit's due, mate. He like pure like wriggled his way out the back of it, done like a pure mad wee flip thing, and then just started running with the parachute in the bottom. And
That's
I was
crazy,
like,
isn't it, man?
like, health and safety, what the fuck even is that in Thailand, mate?
It doesn't
was
exist,
mate,
does it,
mental,
mate?
mate. It's an absolute mad place, man. But what would you say, like, obviously Thailand was a point where you were overwhelmed, I would probably say. That's the best way to sum up how
probably
you
the
felt
best
probably.
word to put it. Overwhelmed with life, and I think probably I set my expectations too high. Like I said to you earlier, I got off the flight for Bangkok. Hadn't slept for 2 days, and I straight away opened my work laptop and
And just went to work.
and it's like that's not the right
That's
thing
that
to
pure,
do.
like, it's like, as much as everyone, like, we'll go talk about boundaries and all that kind of shit, right? And it's like, people will just do things because they think it's the right thing to do.
I think it's a guilt thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm away doing this, but I should be working. And mate, I had that kind of, what would you call it? Like that tension the whole time. It's like you're away and traveling and living and working,
Yeah.
but it's like you feel bad when you're taking time off, whereas you don't feel it at home. No, really.
Well,
But when you're away and it's like, oh, I've got time off, I can go to the beach. Oh, should I though? Like, what about my clients back
Yeah.
home? And obviously you should think like that. But I think the whole time it was just a constant battle with my own mind.
am I juggling this well enough?
Aye.
And that's based that. But I think as well, like, maybe what was maybe subconsciously in your head when you got to Bangkok was going, this will look good if I just whip out my laptop and
Aye.
do work. Like,
No,
this will
aye.
look good, do you know what I mean? But in actual fact, you're off at what, like 16 hours of flying?
Aye.
Mate,
You need a rest.
go to 7-Eleven, get a toasty and go to your hotel, mate. Like,
Exactly,
that's it,
man.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, chill out for a night, you're cool, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's like 9 times out of 10, because I felt the same when I was in Thailand, right? And I was like, I need to do wee bits and bobs and that kind of stuff, man. Because at the end of the day, right, we were in Thailand for what, just under 3 weeks. Half it was a holiday, half it I was working. And it was obviously just to test the water, because obviously we were away for 3 months.
Aye.
And it worked. Like, it worked perfectly fine, right? But I was still finding myself like doing things that I wouldn't even normally do back home. Just because I feel as if I need to be doing something. And you're like, I feel like a lot of us can end up in that space where we just do shit for the sake of it.
Aye,
And like, that's not
100%.
even just like when you were travelling, like, that's just in general. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I always remember, right, when I was an apprentice, it was like, just look busy. Just like, look busy. Like,
The
always just-
Navy was the exact same.
Aye,
Aye.
and you're like, would it not make sense, like, just to kind of all group together and go, right, what's actually going to
Aye.
make progress here, rather than just picking up a brush and shoveling the same fucking area? Like, it's something I think that's ingrained in a lot of people, and it'll probably be ingrained in
Aye.
you being in the Navy. It's like just doing a bit of anything is better than
Doing a
nothing.
bit.
And I'm like, fucking well, depends, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, actually sit down and go, right, what do I actually need to do right now? You go, right, okay, maybe chilling out for the next hour or two
Aye.
is what I need to do right now, so I can actually be better than a better like coach, person, boyfriend, fucking whatever, right? And I think a lot of people get so caught up in just trying to do something that they're just in this never-ending cycle of just doing random shit and being tired. It's literally,
Busy
man,
fool, innit?
busy fool, mate.
Mate,
That was around about where I was saying a busy fool, mate.
When
do you know
I
what
was on ship, there used to be So you get different branches, obviously different trades, different jobs. And mine warfare, when you weren't at sea, they never really had a job, right? Their job was to like hunt mines, but if you're not at sea, you're not hunting mines, right? Obviously. But they were basically like cleaners when we weren't at sea. And mate, I'm not joking, they would go round the ship pretending to clean the same bits all day. And that's exactly what you're
Mind
talking
numbing,
about.
mate.
Aye, it's like, you can't, I was talking to somebody about this the other day about how like, I would love to like be in a job again that's a pure skive. I was talking to my cousin about this actually, but then we were both saying like, you would kind of feel the pull is to be a skiving bastard in a job.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's like, would you really want that? Because it's fucking mind numbing, innit? It's completely mind numbing. And that's one thing, one of the reasons I wanted to leave the Navy is because I felt like I was just doing shit for the sake of it, killing time.
Aye, mate, aye.
Rather than actually using your time wisely. But it's easy to get sucked into that. Like
100%.
everybody likes a skive. We're human beings, man.
Yeah, well that's it, no man. I think like see when you work for someone, you're more inclined to skive and not think about it.
Oh, 100%.
Like, yeah, mate, and like I'll argue that with anyone, mate. It's like Christ, when I was in the printers, mate, like I would do like minimum and just go, alright, so that's it up and running, mate. Fuck it. That'll do. Do you know what I mean? Right? But then again, see when you work with yourself, right? Like anything you see as a skive, you're like, oh, should I do this right now and that kind of stuff, man? And it's no saying that like we're no lazy or any of that kind of stuff, right? Because mate, I can be as lazy as the next person, right? But see, just because you're going right, if I skive, that's affecting me. But I think see if you work for a 9 to 5 or whatever it is, man, you're just like going, fuck him, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's still going to get paid. Do you know what I mean? Or she's still going to get paid and that kind of stuff, man. I think it's like, you kind of start to realise that if you do go self-employed, right, you start to kind of realise going, well, skiving is not really an option, and it just kind of turns your perspective more on actually, as you say, like making the most of your time. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just sitting about doing fuck all. But again, if you know you're going to get paid, the cunt above you's going to get paid anyway, man, you're like, fuck them,
regardless,
man. He's just said you can't get that week off in July, so you're like, fuck the cunt. Do you know?
Fuck the system.
Definitely, mate, 100%. I talked about it, I remember that in the printers. It was like, I asked, like, me and George were going to New York, right? And like, you need to book that way in advance, right? I was only like, it was for George's 18th or 21st? I can't remember off the top of my head, right? But like, I was on decent money, right? Doing whatever else I was doing, right? But it was like, you needed to book these things in advance because it was expensive, right? And I said to him, I was like, a year in advance, I was like, can I get this week off in like February next year? And like, oh, holidays aren't out yet. I'm like, well, why just put it in there, mate? Because nobody else obviously has it. Like, does they work like that? And I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't fucking work like that, mate? I'm telling you, I'm not going to be here. Like, put it in. Or just, I'm not going to be there anyway, mate. Like, it's up to you how you want to do it. And it became this big massive thing where like my managers all fell out with me and all that shit. And they're like, fucking disgrace. Like, not to call me a disgrace. And I'm like, going, this is not how things work in here. I'm like, it's no, is that like, mate, it's 3 days, mate. I'm like, fuck me, man.
I think that's such a kind of
pure power trip number,
old
mate.
way of looking at stuff. It's like, mate, but that's not how we do it. Well, it's like, why don't we question how we do it?
Aye, change it.
Change it a bit, adapt.
Aye, 100%. And then I remember they gave me like, see, because we worked in the factory in the Gobs, I'm just slating these people and like, they were all right, They were all right. But it's like, we had the factory in the Gobbles, right, was quite small. And I ran the digital line and that kind of stuff with our boy Zubia, man. Fucking miss wee Zubia, by the way. But I worked with, obviously, Zubia, right? And that was the only one I had to make sure that wasn't the same holidays me and that kind of stuff. So we'd all worked it out and that stuff. Like, sound, he'll be off in August and that stuff. And then he came up to me and was you're getting the 2 weeks off in the Glasgow Fair. I was an apprentice at this point, earning like fucking like £8 an hour, right? Fucking first 2 weeks off in July to get a holiday, mate.
Aye.
Fucking costs a lot of money, mate. Aye. EasyJet and that are like pure cranking it up a lot, mate. And we went to Salou, mate, for a week. I didn't think I got much change for £2,000. And they were like, you need to go at this time. I'm like, the busiest time of year, mate. Yous have fucked me over. I went to a holiday in fucking September, so it was like 600 quid or something like that. It's fucking mental. And the fact that they just went, so like, the fact that I had, like, you only got like 4 weeks of the year to yourself, basically. And I was getting told when it was.
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke, innit? Holidays. Like,
it's mental, man.
You can't take this time off. Obviously, that's how it works, innit?
Yeah, like, you need, like, there has to be a level of reason. Like, you can't just go in here, if you work for somebody, right, you can't just walk in and go, I'm taking this off.
Aye.
Like, if somebody else has already got that off, like, sound you're a team, so like, work out, right? But I hate this. You're taking that holiday, you're doing this holiday.
Aye, that's
no, fuck up, man.
man.
Do you know what I mean? And it is like, I think this is one of the, it was one of the big drivers for me going self-employed because I was like, I can't be bothered. I might be called wee man syndrome, right, whatever, right, but I can't be asked with somebody telling me what I can do with my time.
I
fucking
get
hate
it,
that.
man, totally.
And it's one of my like key success metrics. Like the way I look at success is if I can manage my time on my own terms. Do you know what I mean?
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom. That to me, that means more to me than fucking money. You know,
That was the same as me, man. That's why I wanted to go self-employed, because like I had my freedom stripped away for nearly 10 years, and even when I was on leave, you could get recalled.
Fuck that.
I like, oh mate, you're needed in like Plymouth in 3 days, and it would
Right.
you would never fully feel relaxed.
Aye.
But for me, like I wanted to go self-employed because I wanted to have time freedom. Like you said, I think that's the most important thing. Like you said, financial freedom and all that. Obviously, that's part of it. That's good. Money's good, but being able to control your own life is like, for me, that's like the top of the pyramid.
100%, mate.
That's like the mecca, innit?
It has to be, mate. And it's like, even really, this conversation pure ties in what me and my mom were talking about this morning, right? Like, my mom works in Ramsden's, right? And she was just acknowledging just everyone that comes into our shop and that. And they're all angry. Like, everyone's pure angry, right? And we were just talking back and forth. And I was like, I guarantee a lot of people that are just genuinely angry are in a job that they don't like. And it's like, not so much that they don't like the job, it's the fact they feel controlled in that job. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the kind of backbone is behind it. And I'm like, going, there's so many ways, like the world we live in now, right? Anyone could go self-employed with a side hustle. Like anyone could, right? And if they wanted to make it work that badly, they'd make it fucking work, right? But so many people are locked in this 9 to 5 like mindset that this is the way you do life. And I'm like, that's what's making you so upset, mate.
Aye.
Like it really, really is, man. And it's like, I get it. It's not as easy as just going to cut my job and that kind of stuff, right? It's not as easy as that, right?
Of course
But
not.
see, if you're angry, upset, and fucking not happy, do something about it. Like I know
do need
that'll
to,
come
man.
across pure pricky and that, and I get it, right? It does, right? But one, it's not meant to be easy. But two, if you're not happy, fucking go and make the change. Like nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody
Aye,
owes you anything.
100%.
Go and make it. And it's like I was just like, even the observation I was having after like today, since my mum said that, I was just kind of looking at people that I was walking past, and I was like, everyone does look pure angry. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing about it? And even that, it's not even so much what you're doing about it. What's making you angry? Like, what is it? Change it.
£5 for a coffee, that's what's making me angry.
Mate, that was hilarious this morning. They were like, how are you? It's like fucking £5 for a coffee in Greenock. I'm like, no seen you in 6 months, mate, but kill me.
I know.
Do you know?
But I think it is hard, man. Like, obviously, I've been away for 6 months, and people's mental health and quality of life in Scotland, the UK, is no great.
No.
And obviously, you are partly to blame for that. You need to be responsible for your own life. But like we were saying earlier, like the system, like the way the UK is set up now, the way Scotland's set up, it's like taking everything you've got, man. Like taking more taxes off you, a £5 for a coffee. Like, mate, it's
it
cheaper
good,
to get a coffee. It was
that a good coffee?
average.
Was it alright?
It was cheaper to get a coffee in Dubai in Australia than it is in Greenock.
It's mental, isn't it?
Like,
It's mental.
how's that allowed to happen? I'm passionate about this.
It's so like you're so locked in on Greenock. I feel like if it was maybe like Hamilton, you would let it away with it. But the fact it's Greenock, you're like, fucking Greenock, man.
Mate, there was a Ferrero Rocher Ferrero Rocher latte, £8.
What is that?
£8, man.
Fuck that.
Who do people think they are?
Do you like all that kind of shit? Like pure like syrups and that in your coffee?
I do like a syrup.
Do you? Do you actually?
Oh, mate. I said
Bit
this.
childish,
I said this. Nah,
You don't like coffee then, do you?
I said this earlier. I think people that only drink black coffee pretend they like it because they think it makes them look cool.
It's
but
a front, innit?
Aye.
Me, Josh O'Neill will be listening to this. Like, what half is not. I'll be honest, but
I've
mate,
said that to him before.
Have you?
I think people are pretending, man.
It was. I'll be honest, right? Because like I know we've probably sidetracked to coffee here, but it was like over that 12 weeks when I was doing that photo shoot, right, I was always a latte, right? And I would get a black coffee every now and then, like fuck it, whatever, right? But it's like, see now, actually, I get it. I like a black coffee. I'll be honest, I like it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're kidding
Makes me feel like
yourself
an
on, man.
adult, mate. Do you know? You know
Exactly. That's why I look at me, my black coffee. I'm pure mature.
Every time you take a sip, you're like, oh, I'm barking, mate. You know what I mean? But no, honestly, mate, hands down, right? AM, black coffee, mate, just after lunch, a wee latte. That's my new routine with it, mate.
Treat yourself, innit?
Treat yourself to a bit of a latte, mate. Do you know what I mean? No syrups, but man, do you know what I mean? I used to go with a wee vanilla number in it.
I like hazel. I'm a hazelnut
Are you?
man. Aye.
See, I think I just don't like stuff that's too sweet. It's like, you know, right? It's like my mate, when he has a coffee, he has like 4 or 5 sugars in it. And I'm like, you don't like coffee, mate, do you? Just have a can of Red Bull.
That's a bit
Do you know what I
worrying,
mean?
isn't
That is,
it?
aye.
4 or 5.
Aye, you're like, right. So he's not obviously the healthiest of dudes, right? But God love him, man, he's hilarious, mate, right? He's one of the funny. Do you know that kind of way where you've got a mate, right? That's a bit weird, but he's hilarious.
Aye.
That's this, mate. you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to name him, right? But he'll be listening to that going, that's me, mate. You know, he's just a bit strange.
Putting his horn up.
He's a bit out there, right? And
I'm the weird cunt that he's talking about.
Aye, mate, but it's hilarious, mate. Like, there's nobody like him. He's
Aye, one of a kind, man.
One of a kind, mate, right? Definitely a bit OCD and that in there somewhere, mate, 100%, right? But he's just fucking hilarious, right? But every time, I don't know why, right? But every time he gets a coffee and I'm with him, he's like, full sugars. I'm like, just get a can
I'd walk away.
I just look
I'm
at
not
him
hanging
like
about with cunts like that.
just get a can of Red Bull, mate. Like, it's cool, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just get a wee can of Red Bull. So I'm like, you don't like coffee? Is that I do? I'm like, it's alright, mate. We're all adults here. We're not going to shout at you for not liking coffee, mate. It's cool, man. Do you know what I mean? But, it's weird, that, man. But what would you say, like, see when you were away for the past, like, 6 months, what was your best experience?
That's a hard question, man.
It's good, isn't it?
That was a good question. There's so many.
Strippers, wasn't it?
I think
that's got to be up there.
I think
strippers was hilarious, mate.
we were only there for a couple of weeks and we met up with you in Georgia.
Knee ping pongs, but.
And we went to a rave and then we went next door and went to a ping pong show, the four of us. And I don't know if I can go into too much detail about that, but
it's alright, mate.
that was a highlight, wasn't it? Like,
mate, it was you pure panic drinking. It was so funny, mate. I looked over at you and you were just swigging this beer and there was just these lassies with their tits out walking around you and I was like, oh, what an image. Like, what an image.
Mate, the thing it made me feel the most awkward was when four of us sat down and then these two naked birds just jumped on Georgia and Gemma.
Oh, mate.
And I was just like, what is going on here?
It was wild, man.
The show was carnage, man.
It was when the lassie on stage, like, I'll be honest, I couldn't take my eyes off it. Like, she pure smoked the snout through her fanny.
That's what was in my head
but
there,
like,
aye.
But it wasn't as if like this, like the ash was gone down, the snout was gone down. Like there was like actual smoke coming out.
Aye, she was like puffing it. Wasn't she?
It's so funny, man. And I was just like, mate, like I've seen some sites, right? And it's like it takes a lot for me to be actual like lost for words. But I just remember just sitting there like that, going like,
what is going on?
Am I disgusted or impressed? And I was more swaying towards the impressed side. I was like, Hen, you've earned your money tonight. Do you know what I mean, man?
Was chaos.
But they pure advertise it as a ping pong show. Fucking the ping pongs. I was actually pretty.
I know, aye, that was weird, wasn't it, man?
I don't know if it was a bit strange how angry I was about that. Because I wanted to see
fucking ping
mate, that was that. I remember saying to George, I was like, I want my fucking money back. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, it was fucking ping pongs, mate.
How good Gemma haggled it. I think it went for 200 quid down to 50 quid for the 4 years or something.
Mental, mate. But it was when they never said that amount of money, I was like, fucking... No.
Gemma was like, nah, chance.
Definitely not.
And then we managed to get a free drink and everything out there.
I know. It was a
good.
mad place, man.
But I think for me, the highlight, I would say the kind of happiest I felt and like the best experience was the 2 weeks in Australia.
Yeah.
Like that place is unbelievable, man. Like the Gold Coast, that's the best place I've ever been.
Is that where like the Great Barrier Reef and that, Christoph, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Is that not? No.
I think,
the one where Nemo and all that shit's for. No.
Never went to see Nemo, but mate, like the Gold Coast, it was just like the beaches were unbelievable, man. Like Surfer's Paradise, that's where the Gold Coast is. Like, so if you're driving through it, on your right hand side, you've got like the most stunning beaches in the world, man. And then on the other side, it's like skyscrapers. So it's kind of like best of both worlds. And obviously when we were in Australia, I got to see a kangaroo in real life.
That picture of you with a kangaroo is hilarious. I know you were like,
well, Gemma's cousin has lived there for like 13 years and they've never seen a kangaroo that big in the wild.
Honestly?
Aye. So like we went there a few days, I'd seen a kangaroo in real life and it was just like probably like the kind of most surreal moment in my life because first of all I was in Australia, like the whole time I was just like, I can't believe I'm actually here. Like, because I think we spoke about this before, like when you come for a scheme, when you come from like
that background,
that environment, it's always been like, oh, I'd love to go to Australia, but you never actually think it's going to happen in real life. And then like when we landed there, it was just like we couldn't stop laughing. Me and Gemma every day would just bust out laughing and go, we're in Australia.
I love that.
And it's like a pure like achieving, I wouldn't say achieving a dream, but in a way
100%,
it is a dream. Like I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Did you dream of going to Australia?
Aye.
Well then there you go.
Since I was a wee boy and like that feeling of just cutting about there and being like, this is amazing, like I made this happen, because stuff like that doesn't just happen.
No,
like,
you
I worked hard to have the opportunity to go there, and it was just like such a surreal feeling, man.
Class,
of
man.
being in it. So that's to answer your question, like that was the kind of top of the list, like cutting about Australia for a couple of weeks, and I hired a car and I hadn't drove for 4 months.
They drive in the same side as us, but don't they do,
but
don't they?
I actually ended up driving.
On the wrong side anyway.
I was driving on the right side, and then I took a turn. This was like on the highway, and I ended up driving into oncoming traffic.
It's like a rafe,
And
innit?
Gemma was like, and
She's very like,
I was like,
she's very
oh
good
my
to see her
God.
emotions, man. She can pure see it, and I was like, fucking hell,
And she
man.
was like, right, no music, no talking, we need to concentrate. It
definitely.
was like a 2-hour drive for like Brisbane to Gold Coast.
Oh, for fuck's
I'd
sake.
no drove for 4.5 months, and this we hired a Fiat Punto or something, or a Honda Jazz, that was it. And I was just like that, wee granny mobile, man. I'd no drove, and I was like, I had to
feeding
pure
the wee one
focus,
like that.
man. Like, aye, pure focused like that. I can't. I was like, stop talking to me, no music on. It was like pure deep
Don't
concentration.
fuck this up, Ryan.
Aye,
I've
but
got this pure
I've
image
got,
of like the
I've got a funny
in-betweeners.
story. I like obviously traveling and that, so many ups and downs, right? And Australia was one of the things we were so uncertain of because of money and like time and stuff. But we're like, right, we'll go. And then we hired that car, right? So we were staying with Gemma's cousin, staying in Brisbane for like 5 nights, and then we decided to hire a car and go to the Gold Coast. So we hired the car, picked it up. It's like Uber car share or something. Like you pay for it online and you go and pick up the keys on the side of the motor.
Aye.
It's pretty smart. But obviously I'd no drove for 4.5 months. We drive out into the street and I'm a bit like
Aye, shuddering.
on the clutch. I'm like, this clutch is fucked, man.
Aye, it's got fuck all we do with the clutch,
And
mate.
then we went to get fuel for like a journey. And like I drove in the wrong way to the garage. Like people were beeping at me, and like I parked the car just to calm down for a minute. And Gemma was like, "We should never have fucking came here. We should never." You know what it's like? See when you're in high stress situations, man.
Catastrophizing,
She's like, "We should." I told you we should never have came here. And then an hour later, she's like, "This is the best place in the world." But honestly, like that kind of moment and that that hour defines the whole 6 months, like the ups and downs. They're like, fucking hell, we should never have came here, to this is the best place in the world. That's just what it was.
Defo, mate.
But you're leaving to go travelling on Tuesday.
Tuesday, mate.
How are
Aye.
you feeling for
Mate,
that?
I'm buzzing for it, man. Like I genuinely am. It's like I'm at the point now, but where I'm just like, I've dreamt of going for this like for 3 months, man, for a long time. Like even before I was a coach and that stuff. And I'm just ready for it now, man. But it's like everything's booked and that kind of stuff, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it. But I'll be honest, mate, I'm not even like really thinking about it too much. Because we've got obviously our next level event on Saturday.
Aye, so
like
you
I've got
have,
that to
man.
do first, man, where we're just taking over the holiday and East Go Bride, mate. 40 people in one room, just fucking getting full of
mental.
energy, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Full of
Taking-
ickies, I thought you were gonna say.
Defo, man. Just turn the lights off, big man. You know what I mean? Getting freaky in here, mate. But nah, like I've got that to deal with first, man. And then obviously Tuesday we fly out to the Dam, which I'm buzzing about. I've not been to the Dam in like years,
the
mate.
Dam's class,
Oh,
isn't it, man?
mate. It's like I just want that New York pizza slice. And it was in New York, it's called. It's like,
I don't know.
it's just that green building, mate. And I'm like, defo, mate. So
Did you go to Burger Meester?
Oh, we done that in
Mate.
Berlin, man. Do you know what I mean?
Berlin and Amsterdam, I think they've got them.
Have they got one in Amsterdam?
I'm sure they have.
I did not know this because we were in Berlin like the other week for George's High Rocks, and that Burgermeister, oh my fucking
unreal,
God,
innit?
man.
I think it's actually I was actually, this is mental, but I was actually looking into this because when we were in Berlin, we went to it,
and it was that good. That
but it's not the same as the one in Amsterdam. It's the same name, but they're different. It's not like the same brand.
still good, but-
mate, amazing, man. We
Burgers are
were
burger,
eating the burgers out of nut and stuff when we were in Amsterdam.
Class, man. Mere sauce so your mouth isn't too dry. Like, fuck,
Pure
man.
sweat, you're eating a burger, man.
No, we are 7-Up like that. Fucking hell, man. But nah, it'll be class, mate. I'm looking forward to it, man. But like my idea is here, man. Like it's like everyone's like, right, so you're away for 3 months. 3 months isn't a long time.
No,
as
it's
such.
not at all,
It
man.
really isn't, man. Do you know what I mean? And the way I'm looking at it is, and I guarantee this, man, like full reset will be bigger and better by the time I come back in August. Like the extra mile movement will not stop. It's a snowball, mate. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, no matter where I am in the world, right? It'll just, it's like it's just going to keep churning and churning and churning and churning and just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And see, by the time we come back, man, like we will be leading the way for mental health in Scotland. Like we'll just be leading the way and we'll be churning out like life-changing results that we already are, but just at a different level.
Aye.
It's just going to keep going. Like everything, like, again, is all just about going to that next level, right? And that's why we've obviously based this event around about the next level, right? And like the main focus on it is community, self-belief and confidence. And that's what we want to create in everyone, right? Because everyone's got it, like, people have this idea that they need a meal plan, they need the training plan, that shit. It's like most people know what they need to do. They just don't really know how to fucking stick to it. Do you know what I mean? And the whole point is getting that level of self-belief, man, and that community around you and that confidence that you can fucking do the thing. That's what you need to find. And see, once you get at me, it's fucking, you're to the moon. And it's been proven, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've got guys that have came in on board and manifested the 6 pillars of the extra mile. Fucking couldn't run 5k. Then I triathlon next year, locked and loaded.
I
Do
see.
you know what I mean? And you're just it's like everyone's capable. It's just being surrounded by that right group and going, do you know what? Right, let's do this. And it's actually dropping a hammer. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, even that, like, see that when people go, I've dropped a hammer. Like, nah, you maybe dropped it in your toe, mate. But yeah, that's a bit, do you know what I mean? You've not actually dropped a hammer, mate. It's like that phase, like, we're going to drop a hammer. Like, all right, what does that look like? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, so many people, that's what I was talking to the guys on Monday, and I was like, right, you have got so many different gears to go through. Never think that you've got to that level, because that level gets bigger. It's like my training 2 weeks ago. It's like now it's better. Now it's more intense, and it just keeps on evolving. Everyone kind of goes, all right, okay, right, we're going to that next level, we're going to this standpoint. But it's getting to that headspace of going, this doesn't stop. Do you know what I mean? And that's
it never does, man.
No, does it fuck me? And that is basically the ethos of what the extra mile is all about. It's just constantly going to that next level, finding that inner, that extra edge, that extra 1%, and being obsessed with it. Do you know what I mean? And it's something that we're basically going to be covering all day on Saturday. That's what it's just going to be about, man. But talking about that, right, randomly on Saturday, right? So we've got, like, I thought it'd be quite good. Get some workbooks for the guys, right? Write it down on paper, look professional, that kind of stuff, right? Coloured and everything, right? I've got fucking 40 books, right? So I went into the fucking library to get it printed out. Right. 66 quid, mate, to fucking print out all it. I was like, God, the lassie was like, so it'll be 80 pence a sheet. I'm like, trying to do it in my head, like, okay, right, okay.
That's 80 pence?
I was like, just doing the quick maths, and then she was like, so it's £66. I was like,
mate, you'd be cheaper buying a printer.
That's what I was like, you bastards. I was like, for fuck's sake, man. And do you know that way, I'm like, going, I bet you everyone will go, get it in the day, like, cheers, mate, and just like never look at it again. I'm like, dynamite, man. Do you know what I mean? But the whole day itself will be mega, man. And what I'm actually looking forward to, like, see every one of my members, right, I could sit and I could have a night out with them. They're all a bit of me. Every single one, they relate to me, they relate to Georgia. Like, that's what makes Full Reset what it is. I've said that for a while now, right? It's like me and Georgia are shit hot at what we do, like we are. But at the end of the day, man, it's the people inside of Full Reset that actually make the programme. Do you know what I mean? The community we've got and all that kind of stuff, they're sound, everyone's got their own personalities, and they let that breed inside the programme. Do you know what I mean? Which is class. And at the end of it, man, we're all going to get a pint, man. I don't think the holiday inn knows exactly what's about happening. We'll have a guys, you know.
Mate, I think that's so important though, innit? Like, I was talking about this the other day, like, just be sound. Like, it's no hard.
I know.
Just be sound.
Aye, mate, like, that is such a true statement. Like, just be sound. Don't be a dick.
Aye, don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick, man.
For no reason. Like, you don't need to look down on people. You don't need to be arrogant. You don't need to be an arsehole. Just be sound.
It's like you can be
Life
emotional.
is better when you're sound.
100%, mate. Life is better when you're sound, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's like as I've always said, right? See, like, there's no point in telling someone they're a prick, because a prick knows they're a prick.
Aye.
Did that make sense? It didn't make a bit of
something
sense.
like that.
Something like that, right? But they're a prick anyway, right? And they know that everyone knows when you're being a prick, right? So see when when you're in that funny mood, where, like, you're a bit annoyed at something that happened, and, like, your missus is trying to do something, and you're just a bit snappy at them for no reason, and, like, what's wrong? Nothing. You know exactly what's wrong here. You're just optionally being a prick, and, like, that's what a lot of people just genuinely optionally be a prick. So, like, there's no point in, like, calling somebody out for that. That's the
We've all been there though.
Oh, 100%, man. We're like, I don't know. It's like you've stubbed your toe or something, and you're just like, the next person I see is fucking getting it, man. And you're like,
mate, like, I'm a prick on the drink. That's why I don't really drink. A few beers in, I think I've said this before, like, I think I'm having a laugh, but I'm not. I'm being a dick, like, I'm being annoying, I'm pushing people about, I'm being cheeky, I'm being a bit of an arsehole.
Aye.
After a few beers.
You don't mean it. You don't
I
get it.
Like, but for me, I think I'm pure having a laugh, pure.
What are the boys?
Aye, but it's like, no, you're actually being a dick, and that's why I don't really drink, because it's you do lose control of your fucking behaviours a wee bit.
Man.
That's the whole point, though, is it? No.
Well,
You want to lose, but again,
I don't know if it's like, well, you could kind of say that statement, but then you could. No, you take a deep dive. I know you didn't mean all that, but if you want to lose control, what is it you want to lose control? Why? Do you know what I mean? You could dive deep into that, mate.
That's a big issue, isn't it?
That's something to fucking
because that's
pay
what
somebody to look into, innit?
I used to spend weekends wanting to lose control.
Aye.
And it's like, I actually feel now that I actually don't like being out of control, how I
it's horrible,
feel
innit?
in a way.
I see blacking out, mate. I hate it, man.
Aye.
That was like me on Saturday, mate. I pure blacked out the end, man. I
Aye.
fucking don't know what happened, man.
Aye, photo shoot, how was that?
It was good, mate. It was good, man. It was a good experience, man. I got myself into some fucking pretty good condition, man.
Aye, you
Week
did,
before, I
mate.
was
You
ta- I
looked
was ta-
fucking class.
I mean, the week, but I'll own it, but no, man, right? The week before we were in Berlin. I said this to Christian and that kind of stuff, man. And it was the week before, man, I was like, I'll be honest, man, I tanned like fucking 5 or 6 pints of Guinness, man.
Aye.
A couple of tequila shots and I had a Burgermeister after. I was like, fuck it, man.
You only live once,
mate,
don't you?
I don't advocate it, right? But I out-trained a bad diet for that weekend.
Aye.
Did, mate. I mean, I was only meant to do like, I had like a 10k run map, then I was like, fuck it, we're doing 16k.
Aye.
Just send it, man.
Sometimes it needs done, doesn't it?
Mate, it was good, but mate, because I remember, like, obviously in Berlin, right, George and Anna were doing the High Rocks, and we came out of this like cocktail bar after dinner and all that kind of stuff, and I was a wee bit tipsy, right? Obviously that played a part in the decision that I made in that moment, but like, I was a wee bit passionate. I had all my mates in front of all 60s, and I was like, we might never be in this situation again. This might never happen again. Like fucking, like we're all like the youngest is George at 25, right? And you're like, going, who knows what's gonna happen? Me and George are gonna be away for 3 months. Fucking, like we could come back, somebody could have a wean, or like it might not happen again. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm getting mad with my pals. And I just had a good night, didn't rip the arse out and that kind of stuff, man, to the degree. But like, I just had that decision myself, and I think sometimes, right, like the moments where you are forced to be present and live in the moment, right, are bigger than your goals.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Man.
And like, I knew deep down, right, because like, I know my bandwidth for this kind of shit, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's the first time I've done a photo shoot, right? But I've coached for a while now. I've fucking looked after myself for fucking 6+ years properly training. I've not even properly training, probably only properly trained for like 2 years, let's be honest, right? But it's like that kind of way where you got it, you know your bandwidth. You know what you're going to get away with. And I was like, I'll be sound. Don't get me wrong. And Sunday morning I woke up and I was like, fuck that. Definitely, but it was fine, obviously. But I think sometimes, man, you need to make the decisions and go, right, am I going to regret not doing this? And if the answer is yes, then fuck it. Just do it. And I'm not advocating like do something stupid, right? But it's like if you're going to have an IU with your partner, your friends and that kind of stuff, right? Cool. So don't do it as a detriment to your overall health, right? But if you're on holiday and like you want a few drinks and you've got a photo shoot coming up, have the few drinks. But again, what you kind of need to look at is the work I've done before it. Like never missed a beat for the full like 11 weeks. And that kind of stuff, man. And then like even before it, like cause I'm obviously training for Scotland. I was on 2,400 calories, which for a photo shoot is not bad, but like I'm 3-2 a day. And if I eat any under that, I lose weight.
Really?
Aye, mate, aye. Actually, I was like, it's crazy just because the amount of move, the amount of training, that kind of stuff, and just the way
Busy
I'm built.
boy.
Yeah, and just the muscle mass I've got and that kind of stuff, right? But it was basically like, so I went down to 2,000, right? For me, that's fucking low. I was like, I'm dying here, man. So I like saved a lot of calories for going away and all that kind of stuff. So nothing really got fucked in Berlin. It was worth it, mate. And then obviously with the photo shoot, the result was there. Do you know what I mean? It was there,
man. You look good.
I'll say this here now, man, because George is pure against it. I was into that spray tan.
Aye.
I liked it. He should have rolled his eyes.
No, I never. When I done a photo shoot, I never got a spray tan. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Did you know? Oh, mate, I loved it, man.
Gemma put some tanning moisturiser on me,
Right.
so I like shaved my full body. But
How much of a fucking pain in the arse is that, mate?
I didn't really. I just didn't want to get a spray
get
tan.
it.
I was like,
I get
I
it.
can't do this. Especially, I was still in the Navy. I can't turn up on a Monday morning
mahogany.
to a ship with a spray tan, mate. I would get hounded. I'd probably get a doon, man.
Definitely,
Kidding on.
mate.
But
I
see
loved
what you're saying there about, we were talking about this earlier, like living in the moment.
Aye.
Like, it's so true, because I've been like no living in the moment as much as I would like to. We spoke about this. It's like trying to just live in each day and live in the moment. It's hard, man, but it's something I really want to do more of, because I notice myself, like when I'm talking or even when I'm journaling and all that stuff, it's like, I can't wait to do this. I'm looking forward to this. And it's, you're always looking ahead to the future, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, if you just get sucked into looking forward to stuff, like, I can't wait for this holiday in 3 months. What about the 3 months that are happening?
Yeah, 100%.
And mate, it is hard, but I just want to start trying to be more grateful and live more in the moment on a daily basis.
100%.
But that's no hard. It's no hard. It is hard.
That is hard.
But I was reading a book and it was saying, like, it was talking about that, and I was like, aye, that's what I want to do. But it was also saying, like, it's like you need to train yourself to do it, because just going one day, I'm going to start being more grateful and I'm going to start living in the moment. It's not going to happen like that.
Like what are you actually doing to be more grateful and be more in the moment? Do you know what I mean? We kind of like, we shaped our full Monday reset call, kind of remember that. And it was like probably my biggest lesson from last week. So obviously I do a monthly CBT with my therapist, Louise, right? And like, we were just kind of chatting back and forth, and she's like, how are you now? And I was like, I'm good, man. And I just kind of like, I just turned to her and I was like, I've not actually had a deep like thought of going like, how am I? How do I feel like right now and that stuff? She was like, right, sound, fuck it. How do you feel right now? And like we had a bit moment of reflection on that kind of stuff on it. I was like, the only like, what concept came from my head was like, I was proud. I was just proud of what I've done, what I've created, that kind of stuff, because I fucking really, really am, right? And like, I asked the guys the same like kind of questions on the Monday reset, and like it was at the end of it, I was like, because I said to them on the Monday morning, I was like, you're all going to feel warm and fuzzy by the end of this call. It's going to be class, right? And like during it, you could see them all going, this is good, man. I've not actually done that. And now like off the back of that, a lot of them are like, I said to them, I was like, just say what you're grateful for in the morning. Like one thing, write it down, say it to your partner, whatever it might be, and just start getting the habit of doing that, man. Because if you create that positive outlook, man, there's a positive outcome. Do you know what I mean? But you need to create that positive outlook, and I don't think a lot of people just oversee it and will just go, all right, fuck it, right, I'm grateful for my shoes. And you're like, ah, mate, come on, think about it a bit. It's like, I know you're happy you've got fucking shoes, mate. We all are. Do you know what I mean? But like, actually have a moment to think about it, and actually put that deep work, if you will, and actually start again, as I said, mate, just creating that positive outlook for a positive outcome. Do you know what I mean? And I think not enough people do it.
No, definitely. When I was the last 6 months, something that really helped me with like my mental health was journaling. Because I used to think it was for fannies. I used to think it was like, oh, I'm not doing that shit.
Like wishy-washy and all that kind of stuff.
But honestly, see, writing down kind of how you're feeling, you can like question it. If it's positive or negative, like I think questioning the negatives is always the most important thing. Obviously, you don't want to no question the positives, but like if you're really feeling not in a good way, sit down with a bit of paper and say, why am I feeling like this? And your brain will just spell out, just listen to what that wee guy inside your head is doing, and it's like, right, it could be money, it could be my health, it could be my job, and then you're like, right, no, that's out my brain. I know why I feel like shit. So what can I now do? Did that make sense? What can I now do to make myself feel a bit better? And like the last few weeks, man, I was in a pure dark hole, and I don't even know why.
You were ready to come home, mate.
I had a week of illness, and at the back end of that, it was the most negative I've been for years, and it was quite scary in a way, because it was like, even though I knew I was going to feel better eventually, it was like quite intense. It was like fucking hell. Like I felt like my life was a mess. I didn't know who I was, and like you said, it was cause I needed home and a bit of stability. But like journaling and stuff and writing down, I think the worst part was when I was journaling and stuff, I didn't really know why I felt like that. It was just like, I think I'd spent so long feeling disconnected that I needed to come home and like see my mom and stuff like that.
That's it. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Just a wee bit of lentil soup for your mom is all you need. Do you know what I mean?
We actually had lentil soup yesterday. Gemma's mom made it. Was pretty good, man.
A bit of tiger bread, a bit of butter.
What else did we have with it? Nah, we made chicken wraps with it.
It's a bit random with lentil soup, but I feel it does, mate.
It's like a proper meal.
See, tiger bread, hunters are fucking.
I do like tiger bread.
Oh, mate, it has
that Scottish plain.
What one?
Scottish plain.
Maybe had it, I don't know, nah.
You must have done the big breed that's like that size and it's like that. Maybe no. Like maybe you don't get stuff like that in East Kilbride. I don't know.
Nah, maybe we just get Morrison's, mate. Nah, but we probably have, mate, to be honest, man. But it's like nothing better than see just a bit of homemade lentil soup, man. What's your favourite soup?
I would say tomato, to be honest.
Mate.
You?
I would say lentil, mate.
Aye.
Lentils
like
it, man.
Homely and warming, and like it was passion down yesterday as well.
It felt good eating it.
Oh mate,
definitely,
it was like,
mate. It's like comfort food, isn't it?
Aye, because that's the kind of, see when you're away in the sun and you're missing
just
home,
sweating your balls in all the time, mate.
But that's the wee moments you kind of miss. See like a proper roll with like bacon and totty scone, man. I was thinking about that every week.
You bit of black pudding.
Aye, black pudding and all, man. We actually got black pudding in Thailand though.
In Thailand?
Aye, and a mad Italian cafe owned by this Maltese guy. We actually sat in his cafe all day talking to him, because we had hardly spoke to people for months.
Aye, so
and we finally met someone we had a decent conversation with. So we went for dinner and that, and then we went back the next day for breakfast. It was in Krabi.
Was it? I mean, Krabi was where I found, like, so we see talking about Krabi, right? I loved Krabi, mate. See that film, what is it, Maz in the film Moonbar? Oh, it was the boy from Thailand.
I was only there for one night.
But you was only there for one night because it was.
We were in Al Nang.
Because I'm pretty sure we told you to go. That was it. We were in Al Nang, and I told you to go to that film Moonbar. And like, I don't know if you went to it, but somebody went to it, right, and he sent me a picture of Maz. Fucking absolutely buzzing to see this guy again, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, please remember me, mate. Because we went there every night for like 4 nights.
Because you were saying to me, Tell Kieran sent you.
I mate, definitely. And he's like, who the fuck's Kieran? But,
Mate, you're just a customer.
Basically, mate, it's keys your money in it, but what's it? I loved him, man, right? But what was I even saying there about Krabby? Oh, aye. So we went into a Mad Irish bar, obviously, to watch the Celtic game. And like, we walked in, the menu was like pigs and blankets, fucking chips, cheese, and curry and all.
Mate.
Brilliant, mate. I'm sitting watching Celtic v Ross County with a fucking like pigs and blankets, mate. In the middle of Thailand, I'm just like, what the fuck is with a pint of Guinness, mate? I'm like, what is going on?
It, man.
Aye, mate, I was like, going, because like you would be inside and you're like, you would swear you're just doing it fucking like Conley's or something.
Aye.
And then you walk outside, man, it's Thailand. And I'm like, alright, mate.
That is a bit of a head fuck sometimes when you're away, man.
It was, man. But on it, like, even to say, like, I'm actually looking forward to the kind of experiences again, man, because like, obviously we are going for 3 months and that kind of stuff, man, which will be class, man. And obviously when I get into my routine, I'll absolutely love it, man. But the only thing that I said to Georgia that we need to do, see, because we are going to be working on that kind of stuff and just business will be as usual, like thriving in that. Saturday, Sunday we're off. Like we need to be pretty, like, don't get me wrong, in the morning Saturday sound, but like, so the way I do I kind of like work my weeks, right? Like I'll take a Sunday off unless stuff needs done. I quite like working a Sunday, but I'll be honest, right, you get the most done. But like when we're in Bali, I'm like, so I said to George, I was like, our boundary is that like we are off at the weekend. Because we should enjoy ourselves. Like, why we need to do that. And then Monday to Friday, it's just fucking full steam ahead, man. If stuff needs done on Saturday morning, sound. But like Saturday afternoon and Sunday, we need to take that off. Like we just need to, mate.
You need to live in a moment. Yeah, you need to enjoy it,
even like my
man.
clients would be like, Kieran, fucking take Sunday off.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
You need to do it.
Like you were saying earlier, you don't want to become a busy fool and do stuff you don't need to do.
For the sake of it, mate.
When you could be enjoying yourself.
100%, mate.
And switching off, because switching off is one of the things that me and you both struggle to do.
Definitely, mate.
And it detriments you, doesn't it?
The OCD kicks in again, mate. I'm just like, oh, fucking hell, man. That was one thing I noticed, but when I was in Alton Towers with Graham and that, like, I had this wee sense of anxiety about me. Nothing bad at that shit, right? And then as soon as I went, like, step foot in my office, in my house, it just disappeared.
Aye.
And I've got that wee kind of like hanging in the back of my head. I'm like, whoa, it's just 3 months of anxiety suddenly. Do you know what I mean? I was like, fucking hell, man.
Aye, so like you were saying to me, when you're anxious about something, it's probably because you've no took action on something you should have done. And I like when you say that, because it's like, it's so true. Like, if obviously it depends what kind of anxiety you're talking about when it's something that it's like, oh, I should have done this, I should have went to the gym, I should have got up earlier. It's like you're worrying about it because you knew you should have done it,
and you didn't.
But see, when you're worrying about it, instead of worrying about it, go and do it.
Aye, 100%.
And it's like, the anxiety disappears. I've noticed this recently when I just like, you're worrying about, oh, I need to do this, like, if you just go and do it, you feel so much better, man.
100%, 100%, man. And it is that kind of way. It's like a lot of things just start to like build up and build up and build up. And it's just because you're not doing what you fucking said you're going to do. Christian loves that I've said that. But it's as simple as that, mate. Do what you said you're going to do. Do you know what I mean? And you will feel good, mate. Do you know what I mean?
It's just man. Like, see that we...
it's a snowball.
See ticking off. I think this might be a bit OCD, but see, just... I love the feeling of crossing something out that I've done. It's like a pure hit. It's weird, isn't it?
It's like a different kind of line you're like,
I actually I prefer doing it with a highlighter.
Oh,
because then I can still see it.
What colour of highlighter are you?
I've been using a pink one.
Oh, have you?
Aye, it's nice, man.
Nice.
Gives you a nice fruity buzz.
A nice fruity buzz, man. I like a wee lime green one. Just that.
Aye.
Definitely, man. A bumblebee kit.
Tell people about your experience we had in that shop with the trainers a minute ago. With the blue trainer.
Oh, mate, so I gone for a pair of Hawker Bondis, right? I was trying to get away with not buying any before I left, right? But I was out with Jordan this morning, I was like, like, these I need to buy them, man. I just need to change them. So I went in to run for it, man. Like, fair dues to the boy, right? He was like, try this one on. And I put the Bondis on. And I was like, minted, mate. But I'll be honest, mate, they're red, white and blue, mate, so I'm not buying them. I was like, I can't do that.
Mate, you can tell the guy was a wee bit annoyed.
Yeah, he was billing me. He just went, all right, and I was like,
fuck you, get out.
Basically, mate, in the nicest way possible, he was like, cool, mate. And I'm like, I'm just going to go into sports shoes, mate, and order them, mate. I'm going to order the green ones, mate. I was like,
fuck it.
Do you know what I mean? It's weird, right? Because it was like, I was embarrassed saying it, but I was like, I'm not buying them because of the colours, mate. It's like black and white.
Fair play, though.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, see if it was two of the colours, sound.
You can get away with it.
No, all three of them, mate. Like, it was like blue with a white fucking bit at the bottom and a red sole. I was like, I can't do that. Like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Me.
But that was it. And if I get Brooksy over in fucking Bali, he'll be like,
I'm not hanging about with you.
No, he's an Rangers fan, so he'll and he shows me. I'll be like, fuck off, man. Do you know what I mean? But so that was funny. So I've got green ones coming, man. But it was that way this morning. When I was out running my hockeys, and like, I was like, I need to get these shoes, man. I was trying to put it off, right, because I've spent so much money on everything, man.
Of course,
this event has pure skint me, man. Better luck, man. But we were like, Where'd you get some skin me actually? But there's a lot of dough. But we were like, alright, so we need to get them, man, because like that's what I was saying to Ailey. Like, see when I'm over here, see for us training for Scotland, mate, it's going to be like 2 or 3 marathons back to back.
Aye.
It's fucked,
Heavy
mate.
duty, innit?
Aye, mate, it's crazy, mate.
What
like,
are you doing? 30 miles a day, or is it more?
anywhere between 30 and 40 miles a day. So
Heavy
like,
duty,
it's
that, innit?
hardcore, mate. Like my wee arse makes fucking buttons every time I think it. But
That's good though.
I'm just manifesting the finish line. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Because that'll be good. See that moment when like it's the last 5k. I know I'm getting a pint of Guinness. I'm content, man. There's like a Greg's in the corner, get a wee sausage roll and that, man. I can see it. My dad's running, because my dad's going to run the last 5k with me.
Oh, class,
I said
man.
to him, but I was like, yeah, can you run 5k? And he was like, like my dad's a fit guy, right? He's 62, but my dad's like, he's a unit. Like, honestly, man, plumbing has served him well, right? He's fucking solid, right? He is, man. Like, I'll be honest, man. See if I'm built like him when I'm 62, I'll be happy. Honestly,
Class.
man. But that's what I did say to him. I was like, I'm not being funny, but you've not ran in a long time. Make sure you can run 5k, because if I've ran like 500 kilometres
You'll
and
have me put them on your back.
and you can't even 5k, I will not let you fucking hear the end of that, mate. And he was like,
Yeah, 100%,
fair dues,
man.
fair dues. And I think like I don't know, but I think that I can remember Natalie saying to me, it was like my dad mentioned to me, it was like, when Kieran goes, we'll need to go a couple of runs and all that shit to get it locked in. So aye, mate, so we're gonna
That
get a
is
new
class,
couple of
though.
Mondays, mate. But green and white, mate. Fuck, fuck getting
Green
the
and
blue
white.
lights, man.
Fuck red, white, and
It was,
blue.
mate, did you see his face? He was like, all right. And I was like,
He probably thought that's a bit pathetic. but-
aye, probably, mate. But I'm like, fucking, like, because it was that way. I was like, fucking lovely shoes, mate.
Do you have them in a different colour?
Mate. I was like, I'm a Celtic one, man. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, like, I don't know what his deal was, but he was like, it's like, because that's what I said to him. I was like, cheers for putting the time in. I was like, but all you kind of done was bring me out a couple of pairs of shoes, mate.
Aye.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you
It's
just,
not a big deal. Really,
aye,
is
calm
it?
down. Well, are they on commission and run for it? Or the fuck? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. Shit, sorry, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's what it
off,
is,
man.
But mate, right, before we wrap this up, man, what's your biggest lesson from the past week? Do you not coffee shit?
Aye, definitely. I think biggest lesson is that sometimes you just need a wee bit of home.
Yeah.
You just need to see your family and friends, and obviously most people don't go away travelling for 6 months, but for me it's sometimes you just need to realise that the place that you are isn't really right for you in that moment. And that's me talking about kind of being away.
Yeah.
I feel like less stressed, less anxious now that I'm home. I feel like home is that safety net, and I think people need to kind of use that to their advantage. Like, use having a kind of good support and good home to your advantage, and like take more risks, because when you've got that safety net of being home, like, go and take more risks, because if you fail or whatever, you've always got that kind of safety net at home of people that are going to help you out, whereas if you're away, you don't really have that. So it's been nice to just kind of feel like I've got people round about me again, whereas when I was away, or it was only me and Gemma, and that's a bit of a disconnect, and it's a struggle, man. It's a struggle to like be on your own for so long. Like, it is hard. Like, obviously yous are going away for 3 months, and yous have got each other, but there will be a point where you're like, I just want to sit in my mom's living room.
Aye, 100%, mate. Christ, you can get like that fucking a weekend in Berlin sometimes, man. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But I think,
Exactly,
like,
man.
I like that, but because like again, like we both of us are strong believers in this, man. So when your back's against the wall, you do mad shit. Like you do what needs to be fucking done, man. And I think like a lot of people need to put their back against the wall. Like, find what you're made of. Like, genuinely find out what you're actually made of, man.
Step out your comfort zone,
you'll
man.
be surprised, man. Because we've all got, it's fucking our ancestors, that, but we've all got fight or flight.
Aye.
That's the mode we go into, but not enough people put themselves in fight or flight mode. And I think the more you can actually put yourself in that situation where your back is against the wall, you will create the life you want to create.
100%,
Because
man.
you're going out swinging. Because fuck it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of way to look at it. I think it kind of ties in with like what I kind of took for this. Like, off of you saying that is actually 2 things I took for last week, man. And it is that kind of way going, Larry, what do you need to do to build the life you want? And like, write it down. Like, get it done. Like, start fucking reverse engineering it. And it's like, I think like a lot of people are so naive around about life. And again, take what you want for this, right? But you do get one crack at this.
You do, mate.
man.
You
So
do.
do what you need to do to fucking live life in your terms. Because that's why I'm genuinely happy. Do you know what I mean? Because everything I do is on my terms. Do you know what I mean?
Because you will be dead one day.
Yeah, exactly.
You will be dead one day. And like I said this before, I don't want to be on my deathbed wishing, oh fucking hell, I wish I'd done that. And now I feel like now I've went travelling for 6 months, it's like I've kind of ticked off.
Massive thing.
I actually feel relieved that I've done that, because now I feel like if I died tomorrow, and it sounds a bit mental, but
Can happen, but mate.
if I die tomorrow, I feel like I've done that. I've done that thing that I've always wanted to do. And for me, it's more like years down the line, I can't wait to tell my future kids about that time when me and Gemma went like travelling around Asia and all the stories. And I think that's what life's all about, man. It's about experiences.
Stories, mate.
It's not about fucking wearing £500 trainers.
Fuck that.
Go and see a bit of the world, man.
100%, mate. And then as well, mate, like something that I asked the guys like during our warm and fuzzy Monday reset, right? What I asked them was like, who's someone that's in your head right now that you know you need to phone? Who have you not spoke to in a while? Because you've either drifted apart, fallen out over something stupid, or just in general, like just went down different paths.
Aye.
Everyone's got someone in their life that they should contact. And like if you're listening to this, right, like actually just think about that for a second and go, who is it? Phone them. Fucking whatever it is you have, put it under a bridge, man, and just fucking get on with it, and because you'll regret it. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I was thinking about this, man. There's certain things that I should have contacted and that kind of stuff, and I've just not.
Grudges are pointless, aren't they, man?
100%. It was something I asked the guys, and it made me think about it a lot more as well. So yeah, to finish up on that, that's one of my biggest lessons, man. Is like if you've got someone who you know you should contact and reconnect with, do it. Fuck sitting on it, man.
I like that, man. I like
Powerful way to end it, man. Do you know what I mean?
Well, aye. Do you want to finish up?
Yeah, let's go for it, man. So, guys, episode 11 of the Real Life Podcast in person.
In person,
that went good, man. Fucking
That's
fastest hour of life. We actually did want to talk about where the Real Life Podcast is going and what we actually want to do with it.
Aye, we did. But
we'll do that next week. We'll do that next week. Do you know what I mean? You know, like we pure babble away, man. But guys, thank you for obviously tuning in this far. Please just share it to your stories. Tell your mom, your dad, your gran, everyone about it, and fucking get the noise out there. Make some noise about it. And yeah, I hope you have a class day. Catch you.